What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Salary Voodoo, the show right here on the MMA Engine, where I, your host Monk, aka the Monkmatician, help you construct your GPP lineups, tell you who to maybe keep out, tell you who to maybe put a bunch more ownership in, some more stock into, get your lineups taken care of early this week so you have a few less spaces to think about. That is the point of what we are doing here, bringing you stats that nobody else has to help you make some proper decisions when it comes to GPP lineup construction. So guys, all that said, what is Salary Voodoo? Here you go. We won't read all of that. You can read it if you like, but be sure to comment down below the fights from, I don't know if it's next week, if we have a week off, or I think it might be the first week of February, but comment the fights you want to see from UFC Vegas 68. That is, I believe, headlined. It's the rescheduled match between Derek Lewis and Nosferatu. So be sure to comment down below what fights you want to see from UFC Vegas 68 so we can discuss them on next week's Salary Voodoo, guys. We don't know the salaries. We just know the matchups, and that's what makes it all the more fun. So be sure to comment down below. I would really appreciate it. You guys have been killing it lately. So, guys, what happened last week? I am happy to report that we went 3 for 3 in Salary Voodoo. The Dan Argueta, who did he fight? Hold on, let me pull up my my screen here. Dan Argueta and someone I've never heard of. Oh yeah, Nick Aguirre. Aguirre. I said be sure to target that fight, and what do you know? Dan Argueta makes optimal lineup, 11.79 value. I also told you to target the Abdul Razak Al Hassan and Claudio Ribeiro fight. Abdul Razak Al Hassan wins that fight. Round 2 TKO and makes optimal lineup at 8,300, 11.45 value. And my man of the hour, the Monk pick of the week, most owned, no nonsense, told you to play the shit out of this fight. It was Umar Nurmagomedov going against Tony Barcelos. We told you to play this fight. Umar makes optimal lineup, 9,300, KOs Barcelos brutally in the first round, 12.31 average value. So guys, we went 3 of 3 to start off 2023 with this week's or with Salary Voodoo rather, and I could not be more pleased. So let's keep the truck. Let's keep something with wheels on it or something round rolling. Let's keep the round shit rolling. Fight number 1. Picked by AJ Philbrick, guys. We've got 8,500 going against 7,700. Now, this is a show where we do not target fighters. We talk about salaries. So 85 versus 77. We happen to have Terrence McKinney going against one of the Bonfim brothers. I believe it's Ishmael. Let's see. Lightweights make optimal lineup 49.55% of the time. The 5th fight of the night, someone makes optimal from that fight 48.84%. And the salary pair is very good of 85 and 77. When those two fight, someone makes optimal 58.02% of the time. And we are under owned 6.5% to that position. So guys, get these salaries in your lineups, particularly one of them. I want you to take notice at Bonfim's leverage on the right side over here under his salary, 24% ownership. Leverage is 10.5% negative. That means we are under owned to the $7,700 salary by 10.5%. Get 7,700 in your lineups, guys. 8,500 has made optimal 19 out of 81 times for a 23.46% optimal rate. 25 is pretty good. 30 is fantastic. Anything over that is really, really good. And we are just below 25 at 23.46 for the favorite salary here. A 48.15% win rate, not good for a favorite, and 48.72% optimal in wins. That's it, guys. That number I would want to be much higher. Average DK points per win, 97.63. 8,500 is a decent salary, but these numbers are dog shit compared to 7,700. 28 times optimal out of 81 times, guys. That's the most of any salary. 34.5%. If we're rounding up, which we can, 35% optimal. This number is insane. Guys, it's a dog salary, 35% optimal, 50.62% win rate as a dog. And when it does win, it makes optimal 68.29% of the time. These numbers are fan-freaking-tastic. 99 points per win. Guys, 7,700 is a great salary to play. I will be targeting this fight for sure. And well, let's just go over the voodoo. What's the voodoo here? Do we have good voodoo? Do we have bad voodoo? Are we cursed or are we good to put these guys in our lineups? Salary Voodoo says we got that good voodoo. You see Birdie right there? You know we are rolling. So get these guys in your lineups for sure. This one's going to be a barn burner. McKinney has never made it out of the first round. I think he's got less than 8 minutes of cage time in 4 fights in the UFC. Bonfim is a guy that is a finisher, and this fight should be fantastic. The 13th best salary score is 8,500, 8.39 points. 6.33 points is the salary score for 7,700. That is the third best number overall, guys. It's insane. For a dog salary, it's the third best salary. Get it in your lineup. Play both sides of this one. This is got that good voodoo, and we have a great fight to target here. Fight number 2. Guys, I'm not trolling you with this one, but AJ Philbrick picked this one, and I had to get my guys' pick in here. 9,700 against 6,500. I'm not trolling you. I'm just trying to give you the information that I have. We've used 9,700 just once. It was Joe Pyfer against Alan Amidovsky. You know how that went. 6,500 was not used in that fight. I believe Amidovsky was 6,600, but this is the second time wait, was he? Maybe he was 6,500. I don't remember. Either way, 65 was used once before. Juliana Pena, when she beat Amanda Nunes. However, that is not a natural salary. Nunes was 9,600 against 65. That only adds up to 16,100. These two are natural salaries. So that Pena fight is not... The stats from that fight are not included in this because it was not a natural salary. I just want to make that clear. Almeida is going to smash here, guys. Let's see. 52% of heavyweights make optimal. 55.81% of the time, the 6th fight of the night makes optimal. Yeah, these numbers are I mean, Piper scored 105.69 when he won. Other than that, these numbers are pretty much skippable. I would avoid this fight. Almeida is one of my favorite fighters. The salary voodoo is bad here, guys. You see Frozen Jack. Actually, I can't tell if that's Frozen Jack or if that is a live picture of Shamil Abdurakhimov seconds after the fight is over. But either way, you cannot probably play this fight. Believe me, I named Almeida the best overall DFS player of all of 2022. Of all fighters, Yelton Almeida was the best in my opinion. And it breaks my freaking heart that I can't play him here. 9,700. He's going to have to score like 130 to make optimal lineup. He can't. If anyone can do it, it's him. I will have him in some lineups, but I am going to be under the field here, guys. I mean, he's just 9,600 has made optimal in just 3 out of 16 uses. That salary is too expensive to make optimal. And here we have $100 more. So while I love Almeida to win, I think he smashes. Abdurakhimov is going to get worked over here, finished in the first round, most likely. I'm going to have to go under. It breaks my freaking heart. I want to put Almeida in every single lineup, but at 9,700, that's impossible. So the salary voodoo here is we're going to call it cursed. Don't play 0%, but I would go under the field on Almeida. Almeida is going to be one of the highest owned fighters on the slate. Just do yourself a favor and go under. Go at like even 25-30%, you will be under the field. So if you can make that work, make it work. Shamil won't be in any of my lineups, guys. Next fight. 8,700 going against 7,500. It happens to be Johnny Walker going against Paul Craig, picked by Tommy Touchy, my guy Tommy. 51.43% light heavyweight makes optimal lineup when they win. Or sorry, not even when they win, just when they fight. Fight number 11 is 50% optimal. Someone from that fight makes optimal 50% of the time. There is an 11th fight, but the salary pair of 8,700 and 7,500 is optimal just 44.87% of the time. We're over leveraged to that number 3.43%, and it's all one side, guys. One of these salaries is very good. One is so bad it drags the whole fight down, and I'm sure you can already guess which is which. 8,700 has made optimal 25 times out of 78 uses, guys. That is a 32% optimal rate. A fantastic number. I said anything over 30 was great. 32, last I checked, is over 30. Fantastic number right there. 32% optimal. Not only that, 8,700 has a win rate of almost 75%. 3 out of 4 wins. That is amazing. 43% optimal, though, in its wins. I would want that number to be higher, but the salary is a bit high, so I do understand why it is sub 50%. Average DK points per win for 8,700 is 95, guys. These numbers are really good, all except for that optimal and win rate. These numbers are all very, very good. Let's take a look at 7,500 and why it's so bad. It's been used 78 times, only made optimal 10 times. for a rate of 12.82%. I guess we could call it 13 if we rounded up the other number. 13% optimal, guys. Even at double that, it would just be a decent number. Wouldn't even be great. 25.64% win rate. Not good. And it's only 50% optimal in wins. You would think with such a low salary, and in fact, all the salaries around this, this category, this number is higher. 50% optimal in wins is very low for this low of a salary, and it scores just 93 points per win. Guys, the 7,500 salary is a very tough salary to get to, unless you think Craig is going to just come out here and catch Walker early like he did to Krylov or something in the first round. I would avoid that salary. It's a tough one here. In fact, it drags down the fight as a whole, and for that reason, we have ourselves a cursed fight, guys. I think Walker probably gets it done here. But this is Salary Voodoo, not who wins the fight. And the $8,700 salary is the fifth best you can play. Amazing salary, 6.78 salary score. However, its counterpart 7,500 is so poor. 13.7 salary score, 27th overall out of 31 salaries. Guys, it drags the whole fight down. So this is one of the worst fights to target according to Salary Voodoo. In fact, it's number 12 out of 15. And so for that reason, it is going to be a cursed fight, guys. Next, that's it. 3 fights. Just kidding. You know how we do it on a pay-per-view, guys. We got a bonus fight picked by my guy, the Green Reaper. Shout out Green Reaper. Light heavyweight fight, 8,400 and 7,800. We happen to have the main event here, guys. 51.43% of the time light heavyweights fight, someone makes optimal. We've only had a 15 fights one time since 2021. Just one time we've had a 15th fight, and it did make the optimal. I forget off the top of my head who it was, but it did make the optimal lineup, so that's 100% optimal rate. That stat can go ahead and be thrown out the window. 59.74% of the time, 84 and 78 fight each other. One of them makes the optimal lineup, guys. 60%. We're under leveraged to this position by almost 8%, guys. These are fantastic numbers for these salaries. Let's get right into it. 8,400 happens to be Jamal Hill this week. That salary has made optimal 22 times out of 77 uses for an optimal rate of 28.57. Pretty decent there. 50.65% win rate. Good for a $8,400 salary. And when it does win, 56.41% of the time it makes optimal. That is a good number for a favorite salary. Average DraftKings points per win is 93. Let's go to the other side. 7,800, 24 times optimal out of 77 uses for a 31.17% optimal rate, guys. That is fantastic. Again, anything over 30, freaking incredible when it comes to optimal. Win rate of just 46.75%, probably about what you would expect from a a dog salary, but some, it's close to its favorite, only 8,478, pretty close together. So something you would expect, but 7,800, 2 out of 3 wins. It makes the optimal lineup, guys. This is a fantastic number. 95 points per win. This, what numbers are there not to like in this fight? We're under leveraged to both sides, with its average ownership. Green Reaper, 8,400, 7,800. You picked a Bernie, baby. We got that good voodoo on the main event. I love this fight. I will be targeting this fight. Jamal Hill probably gets it done in the first round. Teixeira is like 43 years old, but if Teixeira can take Hill down, ooh-wee, that opens up a bag of worms right there. So salary score for 8,400 is 7.25, 11th best overall. We're almost top 10 there. And that is the less good? Sure. The less good salary of the two. 6.85 salary score for 7,800. That is the 6th best score overall. What a fantastic fight to target. You guys gave me some great fights this week. 15 fight card. Hopefully we keep all of them. This is going to be a fun DraftKings card, guys, if we have 30 fighters going. Before we get out of here, let's get into a quick UFC 283 recap of what we picked for Salary Voodoo. We have McKinney and Ishmael Bonfim. Good Salary Voodoo there, 8,500, 7,700. Target that fight. We've got Yelp and Almeida, one of my personal favorites, going against Shamil Abdurakhimov, if he even shows up to the fight. We're going to have to call that a frozen jack, guys, a cursed fight. 9,700, simply too high of a score. Keep some of them in your lineups in case he scores like 130 points, a la Sergey Pavlovich. Next fight, Johnny Walker, fantastic salary to play at 8,700, going against Paul Craig at 55 or 7,500. Unfortunately, 7,500 drags down the whole fight, so we have a frozen jack there. But we rebound main event, Jamal Hill at 8,400 going against $7,800 Glover Teixeira. Nothing about these numbers says to bench these guys, so you absolutely have to play both sides of this fight. Both salaries are fantastic. We have ourselves some good voodoo. We got our Bernie on the fourth fight. So 2-2. Hopefully you know which one to target, and you know which ones to maybe go under the field on a little bit. So guys, that's what we're here for, to give you some inside information, some stats you've never seen to help you make those right decisions for your GPP lineup construction. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been Salary Voodoo, and as usual, I want all of you to enjoy the fight. So enjoy, and we will see you in the next one.